get straight into this. The ingredients that you're going to need are, for the basic paint, you're going to need thinner, which is suitable for most occasions, and you're going to make one colour. So you're going to need 1 tablespoon of mild body lotion, 2 tablespoons of corn or maize starch flour, 1 tablespoon of water, and some food colouring. For the clown style paint, which is thicker and is going to resemble a clown's grease paint, it's going to make one colour as well, and you need 2 tablespoons of shortening, 5 tablespoons of corn maize starch flour, 1 teaspoon of flour, 1/8 of a teaspoon of Vaseline, and food colouring. Now, before we do go on to the first method, I should point out that while these recipes do use mild ingredients, it should be safe for most children. It's always wise to ensure that no one is allergic to the ingredients before using the paint. So let's get straight into method 1, which is making basic cornstarch and lotion paint. So first of all, in a bowl, combine cornstarch, lotion and water. Face paints are made out of 2 parts, the base and the colour. So first we'll make a neutral base that we can add to any colour that we wish, and then we're going to stir it until it's smooth. Note please that if you're here in the UK, cornstarch is typically called corn flour, but the ingredients are identical. Ideally, you'll want to use a white lotion so that it won't affect the colour of the face paint. If you don't have lotion, you can get away with using any mild skin cream like cold cream, shea butter, and so on. Step 2. If desired, add more of either ingredient to change the base texture. The recipe should work well on its own in most cases. However, if you don't like the results, you can add more cornstarch to make the mixture thicker, and more lotion or water to make it thinner. It's up to you. You now need to scoop the base mixture into a small container. Once you have your base just the way you like it, use a clean spoon to transfer it to its own small container. Ideally, this container will be one that you have multiple of, so you can make more colours, you can keep them together in a separate containers for convenience. One cheaper and creative way to store face paint is to use an egg carton. Put a little base in each compartment individually, leaving them about halfway full to prevent spillage when you mix the colours. Another good choice is to use leftover baby food containers. They're usually about just the right size to hold the face paint in. Now, number 4 is you add the food colouring. You put a few drops of your preferred food colouring in your neutral base. You stir thoroughly to combine until the colour is smooth and even. You may need to add a little more food colouring than you first think is necessary. Keep in mind that this paint will be spread fairly thin when it's worn. If you're worried about using commercial food colouring in your child's face paint, don't worry. There are a wide variety of natural ingredients that can be used to give your face paint. Step 5 is to make more base and repeat. At this point, you can just repeat the steps that we've already outlined in the video, using different colours each time to create a whole rainbow of colours. Remember, keep each colour in its own container to prevent mixing. To apply your face paint, you can use a cotton swab, a Q-tip or a gentle brush. We will now move on to our second method, which is making clown style paint. Step 1 is to mix the shortening, Vaseline and food colouring. Compared to the recipe that we've already done, this face paint is going to be much thicker. This means that if we wait until the end to add the colour, it can be difficult to distribute it throughout the paint. Instead, this time we'll add it first with the wet ingredients, so you mix to combine until the mixture has a smooth and consistent colour. Step 2 in this method then is to gradually add the cornstarch and flour. Add your powdered ingredients a little bit at a time. Stir as you go to ensure the colour combines evenly. Now when you're finished, if you find that your colour is too faint, just feel free to add more and continue stirring. After mixing your shortening and your powdered ingredients, the texture should be chunky or even chalky. This is good. It's like a clown's grease paint, and this recipe should be solid enough to handle. Note that this recipe calls for a teaspoon of flour and not a tablespoon. Step 3 is to store as we've already done before. When this recipe is done, you can handle and store exactly as you would have done with the liquid face paint. And once again, the egg cartons and baby food containers work really well for keeping each colour separate from the others. And once again, apply the finished face paint with an old makeup applicator, a Q-tip, or this time a light clean sponge. Our third method for face painting is going to be to use all natural colours and dyes. Now, I'm going to tell you some common ingredients that can be used in place of commercial food colorings. All are safe to apply to the skin unless your child has an allergy. Now, if you want yellow, you can use turmeric, and you may want to add a little extra moisture to offset the dryness of the powder. You can make red from cranberry juice. Pink, you can make from ground and stained raspberries. You mash up the raspberries for a fine strain or sieve to remove the seeds. To get green, you can use spinach, and if you want light green, use avocado. If you want purple, use blackberries, and use the raspberry straining technique to remove the seeds. If you want brown, you can use cocoa powder or chocolate. And black, well, you can use squid ink. Thanks for watching our video. Make sure you give us the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, and we'll catch you around soon. Take care now. Bye bye.